So I'm here in the south of France, out in the country, in the most magnificent landscape you can see here, vineyards, um, and the chateau here is beautiful. It's right in front of me here, which I can't show you for confidentiality reasons, but the owners have been plagued with problems and paranormal and ghost activity, and lots of things that have been going wrong. And I'm here with Sylvie, and we've been staying in the house, and we can't actually feel very much. We stayed overnight, but what we were getting really strongly was some activity in another building on the site just behind the main house. So we went in there this morning, and what became apparent was this woman who was in spirit but locked in one of the buildings right at the back of a garage that was used as a wine cellar after the war. But during the war, the last war, she was incarcerated in there and kept prisoner and abused, and a lot of bad things happened to her. And she had turned into quite a demonic dark creature, and we could see these layers of dark black covers over her. And of course she hated men, and she was actually directing a lot of the negativity towards the owners of the main house, and all sorts of things were going wrong. Lights, machines, a catalogue of disasters. And they were renovating the house as well, so that all got affected. So the process was to help her release, but she was absolutely locked in fear. And it became clear that she wanted to be released through a man that she could trust. Okay, so it turns out I'm the only one around at the moment. She didn't trust the owner here, or the owner, or the person who was living in the house that she was in the basement of. So I had to try and coax her out very gently, but she was very reluctant, and I was reaching my hand out to her. But she was afraid, what would happen if she came out of her dark cocoon? Was she going to be attacked again by the people who, during the war were abusing her, really badly? So there was a lot of fear. And so very gently, layer by layer, assuring her that it's safe to come out and to come up and to go up to the light to release. And I could see the layers coming off her and her soul beginning to... but what was fascinating during the process, I was actually seeing her as a reflection of the client, the woman who owns this house here. And was it... so the age of the two varied by about 10 years, so it could very well have been a reincarnation, or possibly a replay, because the client here, she was so attracted to this house and felt very happy here, and that law of attraction resonant is often the case with these situations. So she had a job to do. She was drawn here karmically to this site, and so very gently got this lady who was stuck in this sort of dark cocoon. The layers began to very gently come off, and it just needed something extra, and it was suggested her mother could actually take her up to the light. So it called on her mother, because that's often what one does, mother, grandmother, to help her actually come out. And she felt safe with me, and I was encouraging her up. As I say, she needed that male energy to trust. So she felt okay with that, and it took about 15-20 minutes, the whole process, which is quite long, but she very gently took that courage with her mother and just released up to the light, and that was it. Extraordinary process. And so now we're going to see what effect that has on the main house, and the benefits it has, and whether all the problems they've been having will stop. And hopefully they will, they should, in my experience. but only time will tell. So we'll give it a few weeks and revisit it, and we can see what happened. But for the moment, look at this magnificent landscape. Absolutely extraordinary. So there we go. Spirit release in a French chateau, south of France. Thank you for watching.